German pilots laughed at American planes until the Mustangs arrived. They believed the skies over Europe belonged to them. For years, German fighter pilots flew with confidence, experience, and a sense of superiority forged in earlier victories. When the United States entered the war, many within the Luftwaffe didn't see a new threat. They saw amateurs. American planes were mocked, dismissed as crude, heavy, and unfit for real air combat. Some German pilots even joked that the Americans were brave, but naive. They believed the air war was already decided. What they did not know was that American industry, engineering, and determination were quietly preparing one of the most decisive turning points in aerial warfare. In the early years of the war, the German Air Force was arguably the most experienced fighting force in the skies. Veterans of the Spanish Civil War, equipped with advanced tactics and deadly aircraft like the Messerschmitt Bf 109 and the Focke-Wulf 190, they had dominated much of Europe. When American bombers began flying missions over occupied territory, the Luftwaffe quickly identified a critical weakness. The U.S. fighters escorting those bombers simply could not go the distance. Once fuel ran low, the escorts turned back, and the bombers were left alone. To German pilots, this was routine. They waited patiently, attacked with precision, and inflicted devastating losses. Many truly believed American air power was overestimated propaganda. Inside American bomber formations, the reality was brutal. B-17s and B-24s pushed deep into enemy territory under constant attack, relying on defensive guns and tight formations to survive. Casualties were high, entire crews were lost, yet the missions continued. And while German pilots laughed and grew confident, American engineers focused on one question that would change the war. How do you protect bombers all the way to Berlin and bring the pilots home alive? The answer came in the form of an aircraft that would redefine the air war over Europe. The P-51 Mustang was not just another fighter. Equipped with the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine and external fuel tanks, it had the range to escort bombers from takeoff to target and back. For the first time, American fighters did not turn around. They stayed. And when the Mustangs began appearing regularly in early 1944, German pilots immediately sensed that something had changed. The skies no longer felt safe. Unlike previous escorts, the Mustang was fast, agile, and relentless. It didn't simply fly alongside bombers, it hunted. American pilots took the fight to the Luftwaffe, engaging enemy fighters before they could reach the bombers, chasing them through the clouds, and even attacking airfields to destroy aircraft before they ever took off. German reports from the period describe growing frustration and shock. Pilots who once chose when to fight were now being pursued. Veteran aces were lost, and unlike the Americans, Germany could not replace them. By mid-1944, the balance of power in the air had shifted decisively. Bomber losses dropped, German pilot casualties rose. The Luftwaffe, once feared across Europe, was being worn down faster than it could recover. The P-51 Mustang had done more than protect bombers. It had stripped the enemy of control over their own skies. It was not just a technological victory, but a strategic one, born from persistence, innovation, and the refusal to accept defeat. German pilots laughed at American planes. They laughed until escape was no longer guaranteed. In war, underestimating your enemy is often the final mistake, and over the skies of Europe, the Mustang ensured that mistake was never forgotten. This is not just a story about aircraft and engines. It is a story about men, resolve, and the moment confidence turned into silence. If you enjoy real stories about the wars of humanity, subscribe to WWH Tales. Here, we don't tell myths, we tell memories.